Jeff, you are one of our distinguished partners, and for those who are not familiar with the Definiti Distinguished Partner program, we are a concierge service that offer selected advisory groups and firms such as yourself help service, maintain, and grow their businesses here at Definiti. For the remainder of this segment, we just want to have a brief open dialogue. We want to be cognizant of the time, of course, with the many programs we have after. Just to chat about how you find it beneficial to be a distinguished partner and how that helps maintain and grow and enhance your business here.
Well, Will, I appreciate you inviting me to do this. Front and center, the elephant in the room for a dedicated retirement plan advisor is information and access. And those are especially a big deal where virtually every one of the retirement plans that I work on, there is a specific tax implication. The clients are typically clients of the CPA firm. We're trying to solve for tax savings for a business owner, and at the same time, their employees get a wonderful benefit. And having that relationship with Definiti to always be able to get someone live on the phone, and I mean that sincerely, it is a big deal to be able to pick up the phone, call you, Stacy, whoever that I'm working with, and to get someone live on the phone, get answers to questions, be able to brainstorm ideas, uh, even go through things like Stacy's working with me on right now, which is identifying specific clients that are it's fresh in mind, the whole year-end compliance thing, who could really benefit from 316 services. And it's that kind of camaraderie, if you will, in this space that's really essential, and it's a big deal.
Absolutely. And obviously with a larger book of business, many plans, many different contacts, and no, it's very nice to have a streamlined multiple lines of communication, with here at Definiti, whether it be on a plan specific basis, a sales specific basis, which is our very own Stacy, of course, and then myself for, additional support that might be offered. So one of the items that we do offer distinguished partners to help, maintain that book of business is to help review singular reporting that we have. So I'm going to share with my screen briefly here a sample of that book of business report that you are familiar with as well too, Jeff. So bear
I'm
with.
familiar with it and I love it. Very helpful.
Absolutely. So this is a report that we run on a fairly regular basis, depending if there's any changes, such as, new consultants to your particular plan, new plan design changes, record keeping, pay lossy or payroll related changes, as well as updates on depending on the year, whether it's 5500s, compliance, calculations. There's a few benefits that come through this report. So now, Jeff, you mentioned before we chatted, you are not much of a Yellowstone fan, but we did kind of piggyback off of a few of these. This is not just book by any means. These are sample plans, so I want to be abundantly clear on that.
Yeah.
Did use some names to help represent those of Rip Wheeler, Beth Dutton, John Dutton, and all the other Duttons. But using this sample, it does
Mhm.
provide the name of the plan, the company, the advisor, if you work with different groups who might be the
Mhm.
primary consultant there, as well as if there's any contact changes, Definiti consultant changes, as well as their contact, as well as additional plan type. Depending on the time of the year, I do like putting more pertinent information, such as if their 5500 is filed, and you'll be hearing from me a lot, Jeff, come July and obviously October to make sure that everyone's taken care of there.
Right.
But a few other data points that come into play and would be updated regularly depending on it. Furthermore, similar to that topic, it would be mirroring these same plans to provide periodic updates. Is the plan active, terminating, implementing? Are they currently received their data? Has it been reviewed? Contribution calculations, have those been finalized, as well as the annual valuation and Form 5500 filing. So
That particular page is maybe one of the most valuable things in the world to me because I'm constantly trying to, again, to help them meet their tax deadline and get their contributions in so they can get that tax savings, trying to monitor and encourage them was probably a good word. Encourage them to hurry up. Let's get this done so that we can focus on beating the tax deadline. This page is great for that purpose.
absolutely, absolutely. And as you know, Jeff, it takes a village to make sure everybody's in line on the same page, and it's open additional support and lines of communication. I find to be one of the bigger benefits of this particular program. In addition to providing advance notice for any document changes, such as Secure 2.0 legislation that
Hmm.
might be coming, we definitely want to get in front of you as the advisor to provide advance notice that we're not going to be reaching out to your clients without your notice beforehand, and just to open that to any questions that may be related towards it at the end.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Perfect. Are there anything else that you can think of that might be out of the ordinary that this program might be provide additional benefit that we
Well,
haven't?
it does. Even things like priority access to Definiti's ERISA counsel. I mean, I've had questions come up, and I've come to you, in fact, and said, "Hey, Will, how do you address this specific issue?" And you've been able to get an answer, very not just an answer, but the right answer, and to get it quickly.
Mhm.
Things like evaluating which plans may be a good fit for a cash balance plan, to made up a cash balance plan with a 401k profit sharing plan, and being able to come to you or Stacy and access Definiti's resources to get illustrations, to show the client the value in that additional step.
Mhm.
Uh, I- I've touched almost all of those resources at some point, and they're all helpful, especially if you really are a dedicated retirement plan advisor, and that's your core of your business.
No, and we appreciate the way you handle everything too, Jeff. It's been
Thank you.
immensely delightful working for you, and I'm lucky that I'm your
Thank
strategic account manager on top of that all.
thank you. Goes both ways.
Perfect. 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 Well, this was more of a dialogue, a segue. I know we have a very full calendar here for the rest of us today. I did have one question come through that I did want to answer, and it comes up every time. It is simply what qualifies an advisor or firm as a distinguished partner to receive this particular service. So, any of our distinguished advisors, such as yourself, Jeff, we take into many considerations, usually the size of the book, the growth, your general philosophy and strategies that you have, and determine if it's a good fit to have, a strategic account manager like myself assigned. Obviously, we work hand in hand with all of our advisors to give them the best particular
Hmm.
service. But if you have more plans, it takes a little more to keep on top of all of them versus going to many multiple contacts. So I would say qualification wise, we consider and review all of our distinguished partners like Jeff. The few factors usually size, growth, and general philosophy and strategy with our groups. So.